matters of football agency, and just as we are on off air, you're telling me about contract copies, and it's something that you've observed with some clubs, that a player signs a contract with the club, but the club retains the contract. They don't give the player their own copy. Is this a good practice?
No, it's not a good practice, because even in the corporate world, when you sign or when you're employed, you are entitled to a copy of the contract for your own
archive
keeping. And apart from that, you are also equally supposed to be given enough time to go through the contract, read it, consult, get to know what is inside those very many or very few pages that you're about to sign.
Why then do you think clubs would not give a player his copy of the contract?
First of all, the player might not know, so he doesn't ask for it. Yeah. And equally, the clubs do it for their own
interest.
They could be hiding something from the player.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, Chep, we are talking about you've negotiated for a player to get a club. His wages settled. The player's gotten a new club. Life is good. As an agent, how then do you make your money from these processes?
Okay, so amongst the regulations that FIFA put to guide the agency business, the regulation itself is called FIFA Football Agent Regulations. So amongst the regulations is they did something called capping of fees. Unfortunately, how they did it is that they looked more into the European context than locally. So they say that if a player is earning $200,000 per year, more than that, you're entitled to 2%, to 3%, in fact, 3% of that. When they're earning less, you're entitled to 5%. But now, if you look at the African context, who earns that amount?
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, like what us at JFC we are doing is because of the challenges, the financial challenges, trying to open up the football ecosystem. What we do is that we help our players in the domestic league. We do it for free because it's all about due diligence. Helping them know what is in the contract, what are your responsibilities as a player, what are you supposed to do, what are you not supposed to do. Because we've had instances where you have players playing professional football, as it were, even though our league is not that professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then over the weekend, when they don't have matches, you find them playing the
Ile boli ya mtaa. Yes,
and that is a
yes.
breach of the contract. You know, so
I think there's a player in Kenya who had issues with the club recently.
Very many players.
Very many of them.
Players. Yeah. So our role is just to help them highlight their rights and responsibilities within the paperwork. Yeah. So for domestic, we try to do it pro bono. For any international transfers,
Movement, yeah.
that is where now we put our percentages in.
Now, approximately how many percent, or it depends again with the...
No, according to the FIFA Football Agent regulations, it's capped.
Now it's capped to 3%,
yeah.
or if it's less, it's 5%.
It's 5%, yeah.
Okay.
But on the flip side, we have rogue agents. Let me call them rogue agents. Guys who are saying they're agents and they're not. You'll find for them, they put a cap of 10%. And the players don't know that is extortion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why for me, as I'd like to advise all players, whenever you're engaging an agent, make sure that they're licensed, because if at all he or she does something wrong, you have a right of recourse. You can report them to FIFA and they can be sanctioned from getting involved in any football activities. Yeah, and that will come straight from FIFA.
Under these regulations that you've mentioned, the FIFA Agent Regulations Office, right?
Yeah.
Is there a number of players you are allowed to represent? It is an open market. You can represent as many as your appetite can get.
Minimum or maximum?
There's no minimum, there's no maximum. But for purposes of quality service to your client, like for us, we don't like having a big roster, because when you have a big roster, it means you can't attend to each and every one of them. At JFC, we have a culture where we try, number one, attend all our clients' matches, because it's good you see and you get feedback from the coaches. Okay, so how is he going? So that personal touch is easier when you don't have a big roster. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's this interesting conversation about now talent in East Africa or Sub-Saharan Africa compared to West Africa. Because I've talked to several scouts, and the notion is we prefer players from West Africa than East Africa or Sub-Saharan Africa. What are your thoughts on that, and why could there be that notion?
So first of all, I said it before, and I'll try now going deeper into it. It's all about talent identification and development, and how early it is done. I'll give you an example. Again, I'll go to Morocco. Morocco have an early detection of talent. They have a system that does that right from the grassroots. And then from the grassroots, they have, if you allow me, I can go through them.
Yes.
From the grassroots now, they have something it's called Sport Etude Program, that is a partnership with the local schools. Okay, and these local schools, all of them have training centers where the various talent is, after being identified, it is developed.
Yes.
From there, we have clubs. The various clubs in Morocco have talent identification and development centers. So from primary school, it's easier for you. It's a system.
Go through a system.
It's a pathway,
that
assures this player. It's easier to trace. It makes it easier to do something called traceability. You get to know, okay, Kwanya, where did Kwanya start? He started in place X, went into this school, then was taken by a club, maybe club X or Y, moved further. Then there are regional training centers. From the regional training centers, by the way, Morocco has over 20 international stadia and over 200 synthetic turf fields. That ensures proper talent development.
Yeah.
If we go to the nearest academy or playing field over the weekend, you'll see most likely scenario will be 5 players, 1 ball, which is a disservice to talent development. Younger kids are supposed to be allowed to fall in love with the game, learn the dynamics of the football. Another problem we have is that you find a kid is being given a size 5 ball that is used by
Ronaldo.
Such that, so it goes down to the basics of how you develop this talent from the word go. Yeah.
And now you can see now West Africa has better structures.
Yeah,
and academies as well, and facilities as well.
Yeah, so West Africa, number one,
what are they doing differently?
Number one, the advantage they have, number one, is proximity to overseas. And then another thing is the colonization aspect. Most of them were colonized by the French. And the French guys never left them. They still contact. So it's easier for them to move from a country in West Africa to a French, even Division 4, without very many requirements. As opposed to us, Kenya, we were colonized by the British. And for a Kenyan player to go to EPL to play, they have something called a point-based system, the GBE system, governing body endorsement system, whereby they'll start looking at how many international caps do you have, how many domestic minutes do you have, continental minutes, league position, the team that you're playing it. What is their position in the league? Continental progression, how far have they gone, CAF Champions League and the likes. And then to sum it up, it's because it's a point-based system, a player is supposed to garner a minimum of 15 points. And to get to that, it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, that's why you find at times it is alleged by various fans. When I use that, you know why I'm saying that. By fans across that international cups, national team cups are bought. It is alleged because so we have some people trying to push
some players. Yes.
So it means that the playing field is not even for all the players, across the board.
And as an agent, there's always been this story among the more so locally among the Kenyan football fans that sometimes agents mislead players. A player was playing in the local football so well, fantastic, had a good season, scored goals. Then an agent came and found a club in Middle East somewhere. Then he goes there. 2 months down the line, he comes back.
Yes.
So what would you say about that?
So first of all, I think I can relate to the story you're talking about. And the people who are involved in that specific deal or transaction were not agents. They were just people close to the player. And it's unfortunate that that specific player had very many advisors who were advising him. And for them, what they were looking at is how much have we been told we are going to get if we push
for him
to go. So it was more selfish on the people.
It was their interest than the interest of the player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because how many games did the player play?
For a registered, a licensed agent wouldn't, rush a player to that level. And also, as a registered agent, you'd advise players not to have so many advisors as politicians would do.
Advice. The best you can do with advice is only give. Whether it's taken or not, it's up to the player. And these players, when they're growing up, they have different handlers around them. I bought you boots. I've been buying you boots for X number of years, so I'm your agent. Your father knows somebody in Club Y, so he's your topmost advisor. So as opposed to a registered agent, number one, you have a 360 view of the football market. You get to know, okay, taking this player to a certain territory, is it beneficial to the player's progression pathway, or is it more about financial gain to the player? So you do you get to weigh the pros and cons of any move before it's done, as opposed to these other rogue agents who, for them, is just they just look at the figures. They just look at the figures. What is there in it for me?
And the signing fee.
Period. Period.
Yes, and something interesting as well. I would love to talk about now, because we have focused, sort of look at the perspective on the men's side. I would love to talk about the women's side. So maybe you as an agent you have seen the landscape of our women's league. It's of course far off of especially visibility, all that. Ningumu, hizo data statistics, it's even very, very difficult for agents and scouts to get from the women's side. So I don't know, what are some of the challenges in the women's league, and do you represent some women as JFC or as personally as Okina? Are there some women in our league that you also represent?
So as I said, JFC, we do more of due diligence to the different players. So there was a time I was approached by handlers of a player who was making a move. I helped in looking into the contract to ensure that the wages that were being given were favorable to the player. Yeah, so that being said, in the women's league, it boils down to the federation and how it has structured our league generally or overally. Because there's something called the club licensing requirements, whereby any team playing in the Premier League, number one, must have
a women's team. Yes.
And we've seen
maybe that's another story of
we've seen the various teams taking up or adopting ladies team for purposes of
just ticking the box.
Some boxes.
Yes.
So once that box is ticked,
it's done.
unfortunate scenarios, you find some of these female teams giving walkovers. And if you do a contrast with the budget of the male team, I mean, it is ungodly for such things to happen. It is quite ungodly.
As we wind up our conversation, because naona time pia imesonga, just recently we've seen Harambee Stars participate in the CHAN, and we have seen players performing so well, right? And right now, some of them are going to move to other clubs. We've seen Ryan Ogam moving from Kenya to Northern Africa. What comes to your mind looking at seeing these players at the moment? What advice would you give them? As they perform, the way they perform that well, they are attracting, interest now. What advice would you give them as an agent?
So now, in relation to the CHAN,
yes, looking at how they performed, the players that performed so well now attracting interest. How then can you advise them?
First of all, it's all about consistency, and then not letting pride or ego get into your head. Because CHAN, as it is, or how it's structured, it's about giving a platform to the local players, the domestic players. So in the domestic realm, if you find yourself amongst those who've been picked, let ego not get into your head such that now you feel that I'm on top of everyone. Because outside there now, you're going to real professional football. When I say professional, okay, let me make a definition. There's amateur football and professional football. Professional football is where you're paid more for your footballing activity than the expenses you incur. So that being said, those guys are going to be very strict with how you conduct yourself, both online and offline, both on the pitch and off the pitch. So it's about maintaining high standards of professionalism.
And as we finish, there's this thing that is a menace in football: match fixing. And agents and match fixing have also been, mentioned by so many football lovers across the world. As an agent of football, and for that matter, FIFA licensed, how do you help address match fixing? Because kuna story goes, so many story go, unasikia ati aliambiwa na agent fulani fanya hivi, get an yellow, and then we do we get something. How can you help as agents to stop match fixing? Because it's a menace that is killing football.
So first of all, agents don't do match fixing. Match fixers are match fixers. Okay, those are match fixers. those are not agents. So I'll start by separating the two. So match fixing is a vice, and it's slowly eating into our game, and it's all a problem of governance and sustainability of our league. If the governing body, the federation, Mr. Hussein, I know he's listening.
Yes.
If he's gracious enough to try and tighten the governance structures of our leagues and teams, such that we make our league lucrative enough, they pay their players promptly and well enough, match fixing will be a thing of the past. Because why is a player enticed into match fixing?
It's the
I'm paid 30,000 or 40,000 per month. A match fixer X or Y comes and tells me, if you fix this match and you get the desirable result, you're going to get 300,000 per match. That is 10 times what you earn. So the enticement for match fixing is poor pay. So if we level up and pay our players properly, because we claim that our league is professional,
that we claim.
Yes, we claim, because most of our players can't sustain themselves on the footballing salary alone. And that negates the professional ability bit. So it's still semi-professional. So if we pay our players well, match fixing will be a thing of the past.
Yes, and I think now I have a final question, and I would love just to know from you, Okina, any exciting transfer that you've been part of in your career, that a transfer that has been either it was successful or it was difficult, but it was exciting to be part of. It could be here in Kenya, or it could be you're representing a player in Africa in general. I will just a little bit tuambie if an exciting transfer you've been part of? Negotiation.
All transfers are exciting because it's said that the best negotiation is where when you leave the room, everyone is not happy. I will repeat. The best negotiation is where when you leave the room, everyone is not happy. Why do I say so? Because Kwanya, you'll come with a fixed amount, maybe 10 shillings. This is what we're going to give. And with us, we want 15 shillings. At the end of these negotiations, there has to be a middle point. You have to increase it to 12. I have to go down to 12. So all transfers are interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to mention.
I had to try.
So nice try. Yeah.
As we finish, your last words, please, on what we've spoken about, sports, football agency, and all this that we've talked about.
So my last word is a rally call to the federation and the presidency to try and push good governance in the football ecosystem, especially in our clubs, because with good governance, it becomes easier to rope in sponsors. With sponsors, it becomes easier and more flexible to pay our players well. And when we pay our players well, our league rankings will rise, national team rankings will rise, and it becomes easier to market talent outside our borders. So for me, I'd push for good governance, both in the federation, in the league, and in the various clubs. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Okina James, FIFA licensed football agent. And Chep was pushing for that aspect of interesting transfers because she has an interest in being a football agent post her life here. So if she gets an opportunity to become a football agent, itakuwa sawa sana. So thank you so much for being here. And the conversation has been around football agency, what goes in between when these players move from different clubs. When you see a player move from one club to another, what goes around. And I hope the conversation has been of great help. This is Sport FM. When we come back, we still have more sports to discuss here on the Breakpoint.
Thank you, guys.